What's up? How we doing today? A little tired, man, but I'm good. I'm ready for this. I'm excited. It's always I'm very excited to just kind of hang out with you at the end of the week. Kind of helps me relax, and sometimes I like to say the word accidentally decompose, but it's decompress, right? Yes. Honestly, the podcast helps me decompress at the end of the week because sometimes I'm busy or stressed or whatever. And it was a little bit of everything. I was excited, I was busy, I was stressed, and a little bit of everything. So, yeah, glad to be able to be hanging out with my compadre here. Cheers. A little Jack with my coat. Mm. You're right. You're right. You'll get through it. Right. Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Wow. That's the first time. That's the first right there.
Wait, there you go. Can you guys hear me now? I did all that madness and nobody heard it. Thank you, Monica, for letting us know. It was just a quick little thing right there. I didn't notice that we were out. So let me go real quick right back. Thank you guys for joining us again. Before we get started, please remember to vote, mail in the ballots, walk them ballots in, or vote in person. If you vote in person, be mindful of others and be safe. Don't forget to follow us on social media. You can follow us at Blown_Save and on Instagram at The Blown Save. Don't forget, you can also reach out to us at the Blown Save Podcast at gmail.com. Also, you can actually reach out to us now if you guys are listening on the website, theblownsavepodcast.com. We have a contact form. You got an about page. We got everything going on right now. So if you guys want to know more about Artie, more about me, for those of you guys who don't know too much about us, you guys can follow us there. We'd greatly appreciate it. So Artie's drinking Jack and Coke. I'm drinking Dos Equis. Cheers, everybody out there. Be responsible. That's as far as I'm going to go with the recap because I thought I already did it, but apparently I didn't. Anderson Silva to face off with Uriah Hall for the first time, potentially the last time. Anderson the Spider Silva said to retire after this weekend's bout against the heavily favored Uriah Hall. Silva was once the middleweight champion where he reigned for most of his career. I think he was the middleweight champion. Yeah, no thanks. I know y'all plenty. But for Monica out there, thank you for watching. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. Anderson Silva was the middleweight champion for about 8 years. He was the middleweight champion. And but he has struggled over the last part of his career after he got in that really gruesome injury where his leg broke in the middle of he went to kick somebody, and when he kicked them, the whole leg just like snapped. It was the most disgusting thing I'd ever seen, but it was awesome. But ever since then, he has not really done well. Over the last 8 fights, he's gone 1-6 with no contest. So he's looking to go out a winner, but the betting man would play heavily on Uriah Hall. Uriah Hall is a lot younger. He's spaghetti legs. That's right, Monica. He's a lot younger. He's a lot faster. I think he's going to try and go out, but I think he may have bit a little too much more than he could chew. Facing off against Uriah Hall. Artie, I know you're not a huge fighting fan guy, but do you have any comments on that before we keep?
Well,
rocking?
I don't know who your Uriah Hall is, but I definitely, I know UFC and you kind of know the big names, and Silva's a legend, right? Is he not?
He is.
Like, that's pretty badass. And up until that injury, he was just like a man on fire.
He was dominant.
Now, of course, injuries always. Like anything, any other athlete, like it's hard to come back from injuries. So, I'm always, me, dude, I like cheering for the underdog. So, I'm going to cheer for Silva, especially since he's the only one that I know from those two.
Yeah.
But you're telling me he's a big, man, that makes me want to cheer more for him because he's such an underdog. You know what I'm saying? And because he's the only dude that I know on there. It'd be nice to see him go out with the victory, maybe even a tie. What do you think about even a tie, maybe? What if they do like a split decision or something? Because, some of these things, I feel like they're a little rigged, don't you think?
Sometimes they are, but I don't think he's going to go out. I don't think he wants to go out and tie. He wants to go out on one more win. He wants to make that happen, I think. And I don't think anything's going to stop him, let alone him getting knocked out or tapped out. I honestly think that he's going to go balls to the wall on that one.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Sports sometimes feel scripted, so I could see him doing something like that,
Yeah. Well, who knows? They're not fighting in a big UFC match. It's like UFC Las Vegas 21. It's like a lower tier one. It's still going to be on
You saying they're like the JV squad?
It's the JV pay-per-view. If you have ESPN Plus, you'll get to watch it without paying anything extra. If you don't have ESPN Plus, then you do have to pay for that to be able to watch it. But it is what it is, man.
All right. If anybody needs help streaming that, let me know.
We can neither confirm nor deny that he's doing this illegally, everybody, okay?
Nobody said that. Hey, you know what? Before you move on from MMA, I don't know much about it. I can't even tell you this dude's name. But last weekend, isn't it me that this dude fought and he was undefeated? He was like 29-0, and then he retired right after that fight because he didn't want to like go back to fighting because his dad wasn't going to be in the ring with him, and he made a promise to his mom, like, "Hey, mom, this is my last fight. I already committed to it. Blah blah blah. But that's it. I'm not fighting anymore." And you know what? Afterwards, it was pretty awesome. Like all the comparisons everybody was giving out there. Again, I don't even know the dude's name right now, to be honest. But everybody was talking about like how that dude was crying in the middle of the ring, and it was very reminiscent of like Michael Jordan. Right after he lost his father and won that world title, that first world title.
Yeah,
kind of reminiscent of that, where this dude was in there crying. And it was really impressive because this dude was like, to me, I don't even know who this guy is. But he was very much like, what kind of man would I be if I went back on what I told my mother and, my father who's always been there for me. And I told my mom, like, this is it. And that's the only reason my mom gave me her blessing for this last fight, because I told her, hey, this is my last one.
Yeah,
I'm retiring, blah, blah, blah. Like, he's very much aware, like, hey, man, I'm still good and I could still fight, but I'm a man of my word. And I could respect that. I don't even know the guy's name, to be honest, but I could respect the hell out of that.
His name is Khabib Nurmagomedov. I know everybody's going to be like, dude, bro, you just, like, destroyed his name, but that's his name. Is Khabib. He did retire. His dad passed away earlier in the year, and he promised his mom, "Hey, like you said, this is the last fight I'm going to have. I promised already that I was going to do this fight, so I'm going to do this fight, and that was it." And not funnily, but interestingly enough, he was talking to Joe Rogan. He was talking to other people. He even said he could have got him in the arm bar and broken his arm because the guy said he was never going to tap, but he didn't want to hurt him. So he decided to get him in a triangle and choke him out and let him just like kind of pass out because he didn't want to hurt the guy on his last fight. Like that's not what he was there for. He was just there to win, and he wasn't there to do any damage to the guy. So I mean, props to him to have that whereabouts in the ring. That I'm like, okay, I don't want to hurt the guy. I'm gonna win anyways right now. I can take him out one way or another, and it is what it is. So
interesting. I didn't know that part. Yeah, man. Tip of the cap to him, dude, for the way he handled that. And again, I didn't even know anything about this dude till this dude started like trending on Twitter and Instagram, and I was like, man, I was really impressed. Really impressed.
No, for sure, dude. Like he's retiring before I think he should. I think he's still got a few more years in him. He would be one of the most dominant pound-for-pound fighters in the UFC, in MMA, period. I know that some people were dubbing him as the number one pound-for-pound fighter in MMA history, and the current number one, or the former current number one pound-for-pound fighter, Mr. John Jones, took offense to it. I posted it in our Instagram, one of our stories. He was like, how are you going to tell me I defended my title 15 times? I'm 15-0. I'm the champion 15 times over. And this guy defended it 4 times, and now he's a pound-for-pound best fighter in the world. I mean, I get both ends of it. He was very dominant in the fights that he did have. In the fights that he did protect his title, he did very amazingly. So, I mean, I get both ends of it, but absolutely, great career, and he's going out on top. You can't wish for anybody else to go out anyway but be on top.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely, again, the way he did it, man, I just felt like he honored his father and his mother by the way he did it, the way that he handled himself. Just really impressive. Again, like super impressive.
Right on. Before we get to the other show, or the next thing, actually one of our viewers actually posted on here about some hockey. Any thought on Mitchell Miller? A kid got released from recent drafts with the Arizona Coyotes as well as the University of North Dakota hockey team. It's all over Twitter. Apparently, this is all over Twitter. I have no idea what's going on with this, Monica. I'm pretty sure Artie doesn't know what's going on with it. We've been a little preoccupied with what happened in baseball this past week. That's going to take up a bit of the show a little bit later. I do have some things I want to touch on with Artie about that. But if you give us some more information, I'd love to be able to look into that and hopefully maybe next week, have another show and talk about that. I don't want to think, yes, go Dodgers. Yes. Go Dodgers.
That's
right. Talking about some more MMA or boxing. I put them together because it's only 2 stories that we got here.
Right.
Monica's going to email us links. There we go. Perfect. Tyson versus Jones is still set for November 29th. I'm still excited to watch the fight. I couldn't mention any other boxing match that I'm actually looking forward to. Artie, is there any other boxing match that you know that's coming up or that you've been excited for in the last little bit as much as what's going on right now with Tyson and Jones?
I mean, weren't there rumors of like Canelo and Triple G or something like that fighting up again? I had heard some rumors about that, but I mean, you're right, dude. I don't know, man. This is just 2 dudes going at it from our childhood. I think that's why it's kind of like big for us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like 2 dudes that were just legendary when we're kids, and they're coming back. And you know what it reminds me of? That movie with Sylvester Stallone and I can't remember the other dude's name. Where they come? Robert De Niro, Sylvester Stallone, and Robert De Niro, where they kind of they're older cats and they come back and they fight one last time for like 3 rounds or something like that.
Are you sure?
But they kind of go at it.
Are you sure it's Sylvester Stallone?
No. As a matter of fact, thank you very much.
I want to say Robert De Niro is one of them, but I don't remember who the other guy is.
Another dude.
Monica, if you're watching, Monica, I know if you're watching, you're gonna know this, but who is that other character? I know a movie you're talking about, and they get into the, they literally go 3 rounds, and that's it.
Yeah, Robert De Niro. So it was Robert De Niro, but it wasn't Al Pacino, right?
No, I forget who else it was. It was somebody else.
Yeah, but it kind of reminds me like that, like 2 dudes, that obviously are way past their prime. Yeah. They're coming back to fight like one more time, right? And they're like, all right, let's give it a go, see what it's like. Well, that's what this reminds me of. And let me tell you, I am excited. I want to see it, I want to see it. I wonder if they got inspired by that movie to do this.
I wonder if they're inspired by that or the Rocky movie, the last Rocky Balboa that they put out, where he comes back and fights that one dude. He's all over the hill and he's like, I got a monster in me and I got to get it out. I got to fight one more time. So,
or he does all the training inside the water because your muscles are too brittle.
I mean, Sylvester Stallone is cut as a motherfucker right now, but he's got all that HGH and all that steroids in him. So Monica's saying Rocky is life.
It is.
It is. Though I love every Rocky movie except for the 5th one that we don't talk about is fucking awesome.
What is that movie called, Monica? What is it called?
She said she missed part of it, so she couldn't tell us exactly what it was. Man. So, but yeah, no, I'm super stoked for this fight. I cannot wait. I should still be off work for paternity leave, so I can't wait to watch it. So I'm super stoked about that. Artie, let me ask you this: do you think boxing is on its way out and MMA is the future, or do you think there's still going to be enough of a core audience that boxing will remain boxing for the long period of time?
I don't think it's I no longer think it's a top dog, because I had this friend that was really into it and he was like, MMA this, MMA that, and I was like, look, dude, right now MMA just don't have the money to compete with boxing just because it's established. You know what I'm saying? Boxing was. But I honestly think, I don't think they really pulled ahead, but I want to say they at least pulled even since COVID hit, because MMA kept themselves in the news. You know what I'm saying? They found a way to seclude themselves to make these fighters still want to keep doing it. Like boxing, I feel like they didn't. They weren't like, you know what, let's try to get Canelo a fight again. Let's try to get all the big fighters. They're kind of like, it's cool, we'll take a break. No big deal, Yeah. And MMA is like, man, hey, here's our chance to jump into the spotlight, And they took advantage of it. I think they took advantage of it, and they're really doing real well. And I think they target the younger audience really well. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like our age group, like me and you, is the bridge for MMA. Like, like older cats, like my dad, dude. My dad don't give a fuck about MMA. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if he knows what the hell that is. But he likes boxing. But I feel like our generation, me and you, are the bridge where we like boxing and we like MMA. And the younger cats, they're pretty much MMA for the most part. Like a lot of my students, dude, they're all MMA. Only a couple of them really follow boxing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they're starting to pull at least neck and neck with boxing. Until those older cats are gone, the dudes that are above us and our fathers and stuff like that, they're the ones that have all the money. You know what I'm saying? So really, they're the ones that are always going to keep boxing relevant. I
can see that. I'm with you there. I think boxing is definitely taking a step back to MMA. Monica in the chat room, which we love that you were getting some feedback right away. Monica's saying that ESPN has been showing some pretty amazing bounce. Top Rank has given them a contract, so they're putting all the Top Rank fights on ESPN. Lomachenko versus Lopez was fucking off the hook, apparently. I have to look into that. And I guess, you know what? I don't want to say that boxing is kind of dying out. The big name, how you had that huge, blockbuster event. Like when they finally had Pacquiao and fucking Mayweather, or like Chavez and fucking Baramaro Paez, or those big names. I don't think they're as big anymore, but I think there's still plenty of outstanding boxers out there still doing work and still getting it done. So,
well, the thing is, my opinion is those boxing warriors, really don't exist anymore, because the dudes that are great now see it as a career, right? Yeah. And they're like, they're handpicking their opponents. You know, they're doing the whole Mayweather thing where like, we're only gonna fight like once or twice a year, maybe 3 times in 2 years, a 2-year span. You know what I'm saying? So they're more about quality than they are quantity, and even that, they're trying to like pick their spots on when they fight and who they fight. You know what I'm saying? Like the days of Chavez, bro, are gone. Where Chavez is like, dude, who's next in line? Who's next in line? Like, bring him up. You know what I'm saying? Like, bring that fool up. I'm trying to get 100 wins under my belt. You know?
Yep.
Done, dude. Like, if you see a professional fighter go like 50 wins, that's impressive now, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just not going to happen anymore. What do you think about that, Monica? Like, I just think those warriors are gone. And then when you do see them, they're always like Mexican for the most part. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm Mexican, you're wrong.
Monica Straight said, check it out tomorrow night on ESPN. A Japanese boxer is going to show everybody that boxing is still alive and well. And she just straight said, Artie, you are wrong. No, you're wrong, buddy.
There's going to be more than 50 game winner, 55 winners. Like, nobody's ever going to win 100 fights again or go 100 fights.
She's saying that they don't get the chance because the promoters are fucking assholes at this point. I mean, that may be part of it. I mean, MMA. I mean, these guys promote themselves. They got Joe Rogan. They got the podcast. They got all kinds of other things going on. I think the combat sport is becoming more relevant than the the boxing ring now. But it's still an Olympic event. It's still something. Monica said, "Fight her, Artie. You got to fight her in a ring."
I'm scared of her.
3 rounds.
I wouldn't even make it past the first against her. Scary, man.
All right. I am so excited for the Tyson Jones fight. It's going to be interesting. Hopefully, it's not a spectacle, but it's actually a good show. That's all I can say about that one. So. Moving on, and Monica, I know you're going to like this. We're going to talk a little bit about some MLB. We're going to talk about the Dodgers. We're going to talk about the Mets, the Tigers, things that are happening around the league. But the biggest thing we're going to get to is the Dodgers in the World Series, beating the Rays. Today, the Mets officially sold, not to A-Rod, but to Stephen Cohen. The sale was approved by the owners of the other 29 teams. So congratulations to the Mets. You have another leader who's not going to get you anything. Since Mike Piazza was there, he haven't done anything. So, I mean, they got a couple good pitchers with Noah Syndergaard. They got Noah Syndergaard.
Bro.
Oh, DeGrom. They got Syndergaard and DeGrom.
Winner, man.
Hey, you can't win 2 out of every 6 games and expect to go to the end. You know what I'm saying?
That would be better than with the Angels.
Hey, okay, why do we have to bring him up, dude? You don't got to bring him up.
I don't want to say it. All right,
there's no need.
Some team that wears red plays in the AL West, all right? That doesn't the same. They even had one Noah. I mean, forget Noah. Noah's not even on DeGrom's level. DeGrom, dude. I take DeGrom, man. I take DeGrom over like any of the dudes we have with the Dodgers.
Would you take anybody over the Dodgers? DeGrom over
right now? Oh yeah, dude. You just don't know how good DeGrom is, man. DeGrom's legit, man. He's top 3 pitcher in the MLB right now. Top 3.
Right on.
He might be the best right-handed pitcher in baseball right now. I want to say he might be the best right-handed pitcher.
Okay. I'll give it to you, puppy. Here's a big question for you. The Tigers have hired former Astros. Artie is finally. Oh, Monica said you finally right. You got one right. The Tigers have hired former Astros manager A.J. Hinch after serving his 1-year suspension for illegal sign stealing. Artie, do you think that him getting hired this quickly after the sign stealing, do you think this is appropriate? Or do you think it's just somebody trying to get in before anybody else does? Hey, what other ways do you have that we can cheat without getting caught?
Yeah, what else you got there? I was surprised. I remember I had told you. I don't know if you remember. I thought he was going to get blackballed from baseball.
I didn't think he was going to get a job for a while.
I thought he was going to get blackballed. I thought Cora was going to get blackballed, and I thought Beltran. I still think Beltran gets blackballed. Okay, because Beltran was a player that kind of court there. Everybody says that was the godfather of that whole thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that Cora kind of oversaw it. But that Beltran was like punking dudes into like, hey, this is how it's going to get done. And this is I run the ship here, blah, 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 amongst the players, right? Anyways, that's just rumors and stuff I hear. So I actually think Beltran still does get blackballed, but I think Cora is so liked around baseball. I really thought Cora would get hired before AJ Hinch, because personally, I like Cora more than AJ Hinch. I think I'm not impressed with AJ Hinch. Knowing that he won that one title by cheating like that, like you don't impress me. You know what I'm saying? Like that don't impress me. Cora, I think, like knowing his baseball background and he won a title over there with Houston, but then he went to Boston. I get it, they cheated, different kind of cheating. But he didn't. I felt like he handled it a little bit more with a little bit more class over in Boston, though, as opposed to how the Houston Astros handled it.
Uh-huh.
So I'm really surprised that Cora was not the first dude hired. Like, if it were me, my personal thought, and I know we're going to get into the next, I thought Cora would have been a perfect fit for the Chicago White Sox.
Okay, a couple things while we were talking. Monica said, fuck the Astros, moving on. This is so much better on video than having to listen to it all on audio. So, I mean, we may have something here. Maybe once a month we'll do a live show. The rest of the time we'll just tape it. But Cora, Monica said also, Cora is so cute. He fits in her little pocket. So it is what it is. But you're right. The White Sox, I thought were in line to pick.
Funny story before I forget.
Okay.
I was at the game where Alex Cora, Monica, I was at that game where Alex Cora had that legendary 17 pitch at bat and then hit a home run. And even during that 17 pitch at bat, Monica, he fouled the ball off towards me in my direction. And I tried to reach. I reached for it. And I was sitting in the first row above the press box, but it hit the stupid little, I don't know, those things, those guards for the rain and stuff like that. It hit that, and I couldn't reach in. It hit that and bounced away from me. I was like so close to getting that damn ball. But that's what I remember. When I think of Alex Cora, I remember that 17 pitch at bat, being very close to grabbing a foul ball from that damn 17 pitch at bat. And then obviously he hit the home run. Everybody goes nuts, you know?
Well, fucking A, that's pretty dope. Yeah. Monica said, see, he's so cute. He tried to give you his balls. But moving on, the White Sox hired 76-year-old Tony La Russa as its new manager. La Russa has been out of the game for 9 years in a coaching position. He's been in and out for other administrative things, but not in a coaching perspective or whatever. I don't know, man. Like, I don't see why they would go with. A lot of people are complaining that he's so far removed from the game that he's going to be out of touch with all these younger players. He's going to be so his mindset is going to be 9 years ago, where the players now are looking to try and do other things. Artie, the great baseball mind that you are, tell me what do you think, man?
So a couple things. What I think is interesting is, the White Sox were the very first team he ever coached as a professional manager. And they fired his ass after 6 years, right? When he first back in late 70s, early 80s, I believe it was 76 to 82. And then another thing is he's going to be the first Hall of Fame coach to be in the Hall of Fame and then go back to coaching. Usually once they stop coaching and make the Hall of Fame, they don't ever go back. You know what I'm saying? So he's going to be obviously the first active and the first to do so. I'm pretty sure it's the first to do so is what I read. So that's really interesting. He was a perfect fit for a dude back in the 90s, maybe even the 2000s, bro. But we're in the 2020 now, man. Not even the 2010s anymore. And he's 76. Now, yeah, some dudes are going to listen to him, but I was seeing some breakdowns on the numbers of his coaching style from back then. And the number of times he liked to hit and run, the number of times he liked to drop bunts and stuff like that. And those numbers are outdated. I'm very curious to see if the White Sox give him the kind of leash that they have the Dodgers Roberts on, with the metrics and stuff like that, as well as Tampa Bay. I mean, and we'll get into the second game in a second here, but when that dude pulled Blake Snell because they didn't want Blake Snell to face the Dodgers lineup a third time around, honestly, I don't even think that's a manager's decision anymore. I really think it's coming up from the office and say like, hey, this is how we're doing stuff, man. And if you can't do it, then your ass is gone. So he's just kind of following orders, and he gets to like pick like the other things of like, oh, okay, hey, I want this right-hander coming in this time and the lefty that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think they're so limited. I really believe that they're so limited on what they can do and decide as managers. Like, you ever think of the movie, and it's crazy how much has come into play now of Moneyball and how involved, like, think about it. Like when Billy Bean would go and talk to David Justice, and remember we always talk about it, like, dude, they're paying you were so bad that they're paying you to play against them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right? Like, those are real conversations that were probably had, dude. That at the time, maybe when it first came out, it was probably just funny to us because it was a movie, right? And it's a GM, and it's like, they probably didn't have that kind of conversation, but maybe it is something funny that he threw in there. I honestly think it really is a lot like that now. It's all behind closed doors, obviously, because you ever see these dudes where they just cut away to the GM and they're just kind of like, you could see them like analyzing everything. They're hardly ever like how, I think, what was his name? Cashman from the Yankees, where it was kind of like, oh yeah, hey, look, they're doing really well and smiling and giggling and stuff like that. But now they cut to these GMs that are all about cybermetrics and stuff like that, and they're all like this, dude, every time. And I swear they wear the same stupid plaid shirt all the time. All of them wear the same time, just different colors, but they all wear the same, dude, because I don't know if you saw the freaking Tampa Bay. Like, they literally cut from one dude, Freeman, the Dodgers, to I don't know Tampa Bay's name of their GM, to his GM, and that dude looked like he was in his 30s. Let me tell you, but they were both wearing the same damn shirt, just different colors. I think like the Rays GM was wearing like a red one, you know, like red lines with the white base, and the Dodgers Freeman was wearing like a light blue with blue lines or something like that. It was a trip. So yeah, so I don't know how much leeway La Russa's actually going to have anymore, dude. I think that a lot of it, the scripts are already written for him. Like, hey, dude, this is the lineup we want. This is what we want to do this. And here you go. Follow it. So, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I wonder how, because he's not someone that strikes me as being being told what to do. That's why I'm telling you, I thought AJ Cora would have been perfect for the White Sox, you know?
Yeah. Monica had some good points. She asked who the president was, and it's Ken Williams. She agrees with the whole fact that Roberts had to start pitchers due to management. Like, so he had issues with that. I think that's part of the reason why Jansen kind of had to go in there. Right. That, and I think he wanted to kind of save his butt with the whole Jansen thing to begin with.
That's right.
And then Monica said, and I quote, like I said a million years ago before the movie came out, because her roommate had the book of if Billy Bean was so smart, why the fuck haven't the A's won a World Series yet? They went on that great stretch. They won 20 games in a row, but they haven't won a World Series yet. If it's so smart, and if it works out, you can only go so far on the metrics. You can only go so far on that stuff that you can't really dive completely in it. At some point, it's got to be a feeling. At some point, it's got to be like, I know baseball. I'm not looking at that book anymore. Like, this is where we're at, and I think that's where the Tampa Bay Rays fucking lost the World Series.
Yeah, but I feel like Tampa Bay is just like Oakland in terms of like, they're smaller market teams. They're not, I don't want to come like small, but I guess technically they are, right?
Uh-huh.
But their smaller market teams are not going to sign any big free agents. Whatever they get is based via trade or homegrown. If you look at the Oakland A's and when they did all that cyber matrix and stuff like that, it was all based on homegrown players or scrapas, you know, like David Justice, who was sucking balls with, I think, who did he sign? The Yankees, right? Or something like that? I forgot who he was honestly with, and then they traded him to them. And then they were just like, hey, we're going to sign you for the veteran minimum or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Well, look at Tampa Bay, dude. Like, you know, the guys they have, the studs they have, it was Blake Snell, homegrown, Tyler Glasnow, who was acquired via trade, and Charlie Morton. Okay, Charlie Morton was signed, but again, he was one of those veteran reclamation projects. Like, again, they thought he was washed up with Houston after he won the title because he's like, I don't know, he's 38 years old or something like that now. He's a little bit older. So they thought all the bullets were gone and they signed him for, you know, a team-friendly contract. Like, They gave him some money, but not like too much money. They didn't give him like Garrett Cole kind of money. You'll never see like a Garrett Cole sign with the Oakland A's or Tampa Bay or anything like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And first that Glasnow has to sign for a big free agent contract, he's gone. Snell re-signed for a team-friendly kind of contract considering what he's accomplished already at Cy Young and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Same thing. Oakland's going to lose Marcus Semien this year, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Who had a down year last year, but dude, he was, I think, third in the MVP running 2 years ago. But again, that dude, they already know, like, he's gone, man. He's not an Oakland A. It's like whoever the highest bidder is, and he's gone to them. It's not even a thought of, like, that dude's coming back to the Oakland A's. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anytime anybody's good, once their rookie contract's done, if they don't sign for a team-friendly contract, then, hey, they're either going to try to trade them so that they could revamp that farm system, or they're going to just let them walk. And in Marcus Simeon's case, they're letting him walk, you know?
No, I'm with you there.
That's part of why I think some of those metrics is not going to work for those small market teams until they spend a little bit of money and get a free agent. And again, so like let's say if you think, okay, hey, but the Nationals won one, right? I was okay. The Nationals got Max Scherzer, who signed to a fat contract. They signed Patrick Corbin. Okay, of course they had Strasburg, but he was homegrown. But still, they signed two top tier, and especially the year they came out, were the top starting pitchers that year. You know what I'm saying? So, like, they did sign that big free agent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Again, they had some homegrown dudes like, Harper wasn't with them when they won the title, but, like, Rendon was a homegrown dude, you know, that turned into a superstar.
Yeah.
Juan Soto was homegrown, you know?
Yeah, Monica's saying nobody will ever know if we would have won against their bullpen in the late innings. Talking about the Nationals, but our bullpen shut their offense down too big as well, big time. So I put that she puts that aside on that. Was it last year that you guys lost to the?
Yeah, we lost to them in a 5-game series, which is always dangerous. That's why I told you I hate that stupid 3-game series that they had to play. Because that's where the Dodgers are most vulnerable. And I told you even with the Braves series, I said, dude, I'm so glad we're facing the Braves in a 7-game series because we're built for a 7-game series. The Dodgers are built for a 7-game series. And sure enough, it played out, dude. They went a 7, and the Dodgers had the muscle, they had the firepower to withstand it in a 7-game series. Yeah, in a 5-game series, yeah, we'd probably lose to the Braves because they have just enough bullets to beat us in a 5-game series, but they don't have enough bullets to beat us in the long run. You know what I'm saying?
Monica completely agrees with you on that one.
Yeah.
All right. Let's bring it on. I want to hear it. Here it is. Congratulations to the stupid Dodgers for winning the World Series.
Hey, man, it's been a long time coming, dude. 88, you know? Long time, you know, Monica is a little bit younger than me. I think she's my sister's age. And I was little, dude. I barely remember it. Like, I barely remember. I mean, I was born the year they won it in 81, and then in 88. You know, so again, I was just so little. We've been so close so many times. I know a lot of people are like, you know, but you didn't play 162 games. What does 162 games have to do with the postseason?
Okay.
And if you want to talk about, hold on, and if you want to talk about the postseason, you do realize that we won the most games ever in postseason history because of those stupid 2 or 3-game series before. So we literally won the most games ever in the postseason to win this title. And we didn't get fucking a lot of days off. And we didn't get home field advantage. We had to play at someone else's ballpark. Like, dude, I think the odds were even harder to do it than before.
My biggest thing, and this is coming from an Angel fan, and for you guys who watch the show or listen to the show, I should say, you guys know this. Artie likes to bust my balls about the Angels and this and that. The first thing I did is I jumped on Facebook after well, not the first thing. I congratulated you, compadre. I congratulated my girl. I congratulated people I needed to congratulate. But I jumped on Facebook and I saw a lot of people hating. So much hate. Like, oh, asterisk, 60 games. It wasn't the full season. Let him win the 60 games. I'm like, are you fucking stupid? Like, come on. Whether it's 60 games or 600 games. The Dodgers outplayed everybody else in the league, because if it was just because it was 60 games, the Angels would have been there, or anybody else would have been there. The fucking Marlins would have been there. The fucking Mets would have been there. Whoever it might have been. But the Dodgers earned it. 60 games or not, you guys are world champions. Congratulations. My hat's off to every single one of those people in that organization. Congratulations to all the fans that are out there. Monica, you, your mom, everybody else out there. Absolutely. Congratulations to the Dodgers. I am not a fan, but congratulations anyways.
Yeah, I just think, again, we won the most games in postseason history to win that title, dude. The most games. I mean, nobody's ever won more games than we had to win in the postseason. We didn't get a first-round bye. We didn't get to play one single game at Dodger Stadium. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, we played away from our ballpark. I mean, I think they spent almost a full month in Arlington because they played, 3 series in Arlington, right? 3 consecutive series. Where'd they play? Where'd they play Milwaukee's series? I'm drawing a blank.
No, they played it in Houston.
Oh, they played it in Houston. Okay, so they were in Texas the whole time.
They were in Texas the last month. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, dude, that's crazy, man, to be like that. And then again, the situation of the days off and stuff like that, like, to me, that's just, it's impressive, man. Yeah. And like you said, think about it, a 60-game season. Dude, even if it was 162, man, the Dodgers are built to win 162. In a 60-game season, they didn't even lose 3 games in a row. Not one time during the season did they lose 3 games in a row. Who's going to stop them in the regular season? Nobody, dude. In the regular season, come on, dude. Like, nobody's going to stop them. If anybody was going to stop them, it was in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it becomes condensed like this. And even that, like I said, it would have had to have been in a 3-game or a 5-game because ain't nobody stopping them in the 7-game. Again, the Braves came out, man, and they threw their haymakers and they had the Dodgers against the ropes, but they just didn't hit hard enough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's what great teams do. I mean, last year when the Nationals, dude, we had them on the ropes too, even though we were, supposed to be the top dog, but they were just built for that 5-game series. They had the pitchers, they had enough hitting, and it worked out. It went on their favor. Hey, man, you tip your cap, and you're like, man, I just hope they win it all. That way we don't look so bad, type of team. But it worked out, dude, and that's what it was supposed to be. I mean, if they don't put an asterisk on the damn Houston series or winning the World Series or Boston winning the World Series, and did you know, I could be wrong, dude, but I read this somewhere, that in 88 or 81, it was also a strike-shortened series. It was a shortened year as well, too, when they won the World Series. One of them was because of the strike, I believe, and I forgot what the other one was. But both of them were actually shortened seasons, and the Dodgers won the World Series, and nobody ever talks about like that being an asterisk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. 2001, when because of 9/11. The playoffs were extended and the games were, the playoffs were extended because we played in November for the first time, but the season actually ended sooner than expected. So it still was a condensed season technically, but at the same time, you got to give it to them. Dude, I'll be the number one Dodger hater all day long, twice on Sunday, but you guys won. Hey, they won. It is what it is. You can't take it away from them. They're the ones that hit the ball right. It is what it is. And we're going to get into a couple of the games. There's a couple of things I wanted to talk about. And for those of you guys playing at home who maybe don't watch baseball as like the way we watch baseball, there were some couple plays in the series during different games that I did want to go over with Artie. Starting with Game 4, players out of place, making mistakes in the last 30 seconds of the game. They gave Tampa Bay hope going into Game 5 and evening up the series at 2 apiece at that time, I should say. Let's go back. I know, Artie, you don't want to think about it. I know you don't want to go there, but
man, do you remember my Sunday when I was talking to you? I told you, dude, I felt like I was hung over, and I didn't do one single thing on Saturday, bro. Like, I didn't have one single drink, and I felt hung over on Sunday. Like, I can't even explain to you, man. I felt hungover. That's the best thing I could tell you. I was just, like, crawled up into a little ball and, like, God, did Jansen really blow that? Like, man, it was like a nightmare, bro. Like, dude, is it Halloween already? Is it April Fool's? What's going on here? Like, like, someone playing a joke? Like, this, did we really just walk into that again? Did we really say, here, Jansen, close it out for us, big guy. You know, like that was our great idea. They said, hey, let's let Graterol freaking pitch to one batter and bring Jansen in next. I mean, man, dude, like all the things that make you say, like, come on, dude, like what are you thinking?
Okay, so look, okay, they bring in Jansen, right?
Right.
And he gets through the first two batters.
Right.
He gets through the first two batters. Everybody's blessing themselves and going, okay, one more. Come on, one more. Let's do this shit. And batter gets.
Wait, he doesn't get through the first two batters. Doesn't the first guy get a flare single on him?
No, it was the third batter that gets the flare single.
I'm pretty sure it's a leadoff guy that got the flare single. That he got the broken back single on him.
I thought it was the third batter. Okay, so he's on base, right? He steals second, and it was a bad throw, bad play. He ends up getting up and takes third on a very, very close bang play. Wait, no. Sorry.
You're talking about
I was thinking about Game 5. We're talking about Game 4.
Nah. I was like, wow, damn, I don't remember that shit.
We'll get to Game 5 here in a second. Sorry, guys. I have a thing here with bullet points, and I'm not even looking at it for some reason. Okay, so Jansen goes in there. They get the bloop single. They get 2 outs, right? He gets to second base. What's his fucking name? We talked about this the other day. Anywho, so there was a cluster of. The only thing I can say is a cluster of fucks that happened in 30 seconds. Mm-hmm. There's a bloop single into center field. Right?
Okay, I know. All right, so let me set you with it.
Okay.
So the first guy gets a broken bat single into right. Kike lays out for it, almost catches it. Okay, but he gets on. Then Jansen gets the next 2 dudes out. Arozarena comes up, and they basically pitch around him. He goes to first on a walk.
That's right.
So it's first and second, 2 outs. He then comes up. They put in a pinch hitter, that dude that hadn't played the whole series.
Brett something or other.
Yeah, whatever his name is, don't care.
Phillips, Brett Phillips.
Oh, Brett Phillips. There you go. So they bring him in as a pinch hitter. He goes down in the count 1-2, right? 1-2. Okay, and Jansen, a post game, says something just more to make me like. I think he's trying to piss off the fan base even more, right? Because he said, "Hey, I hit my spot, and they just did a good job of they hit a flare. What can I do?" And I go back and I look at it. I see they have pictures and stuff like that. Like, dude, Will Smith wanted the ball up and in, and this dude throws it down and in. I was like, dude, you didn't hit your spot, man. You threw a fairly quality strike that this dude hit, but you did not hit your spot, sir. Will Smith was nearly standing up where he wanted the damn ball, which is a smart thing. 1 and 2. You either go up to see if he chases, or you go down to see if he chases, right? Mm-hmm. Canley does not have pitches where you could spike in the dirt or throw it hard in the dirt and they'll chase it. But he does have that cutter where he could throw it high and they'll chase it, and that's how he gets a lot of his strikeouts. And this motherfucker said, you know what? I'm just going to see if I could dot it on the inside corner, and this dude turns on it. And not only that, but the first dude's clearly scoring because it's on contact, 2 strikes, so you're moving on a swing, right? As I like to say, you're moving on a swing. Not necessarily contact on a swing because it's 2 strikes. So that dude sees the swing, he moves. It's a clear hit into right field. They were playing deep. I'll give them that. Chris Taylor was playing deep because they don't want doubles because they didn't want second and third, right? They didn't want second and third because Arozarena was a winning run at first.
Right.
And they're playing deep. But he gets the ball pretty quick, and for whatever damn reason, this dude's worried about that motherfucker scoring on a base hit from first base. Mind you, it wasn't a 3-2 count where he was on the run on the release. It was on a swing. Okay, I get that. But, dude, on a swing, you're going to go first to third. You're not going to go first to home on a swing on a single. Well, this dude takes his eye off the ball, and not only does he take his eye off the ball, he still kicks it a little bit with his own foot, which adds an extra 5 yards to the damn ball. And then we coincide that mistake by Muncy, which I actually didn't mind, but Muncy cuts off the play, and then he throws a perfect strike at Will Smith, who is worried about the damn runner, and takes his eye off the ball, and Jansen is nowhere to be seen as the backup. Not like it makes a difference, and Will Smith gets the damn ball and gets a tag on, but still, he's not where he's supposed to be. Okay, and it's just like, dude, it was a domino effect. Like, dude, right? Like, dude, it was just brutal. And one thing I noticed that I did like that the Dodgers did, Will Smith did not play a single fucking inning of catcher defensively the rest of that series since that mistake. And I think that went under the radar, bro, because Austin Barnes got the next 2 starts. I think it was the next 2 starts. And he actually hit a home run the next game, which was real cool. We'll talk about that. But Will Smith never saw the field defensively again, bro. They were like, you're done, bro. You're done. That ball thrown at you, you out. Buehler don't want you anyways. Kershaw don't want you, you know. And you know what? We're going to take Gosling and say he don't want you either.
But yeah, there were 4 mistakes there. The misplay on the ball going in the shallow. Mm-hmm. The throw to the cutoff man instead of going home. Yeah. Although the cutoff man, he was close enough. He didn't need to throw to the cutoff man.
Well, see, the thing is, you try to throw through the cutoff man, Brent. So it's not like he was trying to throw it at him. He was trying to throw through him, and Muncy cut it. Now, it's probably loud in there, and Muncy probably can't hear, like, the no cut. But, I mean, the thing is, if you don't hear something, that's when you let it go. It's when you hear cut, or relay, that you actually do it. Again, I'm not on the field, and I can't really hear that.
Right.
I'm assuming. But still, dude, he's so close. Muncy needs to let that damn ball go. You know, like... Yeah. Need to let that go. It was too close of a play.
And granted, nobody knew that Arozarena was dead to rights on the floor, flopping down, trying to get back up because he fell down.
He got sniped.
He got sniped from far away. And then the throw over to Will Smith. It was Will Smith. And then he tries to tag him before he catches the ball.
He swipes for it, yeah.
And he swipes for it, and where'd the ball go? Arozarena gets up and goes, I'm going to crawl my ass to the home plate and slap that motherfucker down.
Yeah. And then you see Jansen running after the damn ball. Idiot. Man.
Like, bro, if you would have covered the ball at home plate, I think he has the opportunity to maybe get him out at home or get him out.
Freeze. Yeah, he might freeze, or Arozarena might even like freeze and get into a pickle.
Yeah,
because you don't know what I don't think Arozarena like automatically says, "I'm still gonna try and make it home." If he sees Jansen with the ball, he'd be like, "Oh damn, he's got the ball." You know, like he might even just have a second thought. Only a few dudes are gonna be like, "Fucking, I'm still going anyways home." You know?
Yeah.
And that hesitation is what creates the possibility of getting out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, dude. Yeah,
it was a crazy last 30 seconds.
I feel like I'm getting hung over all over again. I feel like I just relived that.
All right, we'll get past game 4 and we'll go into game 5. All right. The big play that I want to talk about is getting caught stealing going home, or getting caught stealing home.
Okay.
We talked about it and why it didn't work when Margot got thrown out the home. So here's the setup, right? Margot stole second base. There was an error on the play. This goes back to what I was trying to say in the other thing. But this is
who the error was on.
Who was it on?
Chris Taylor.
So there was an error on the play. Margot advanced to third on a bang play in a run game in the bottom of the 4th. Hunter Renfroe walked to put the runner on first and third. Mm-hmm. Kershaw has a long windup when he pitches. He raises his hands up, puts his glove down, and then he looks over, and then he pitches the ball. Margot used this opportunity.
Technically, that's not a windup. That's a stretch.
Well, the stretch, okay. Well, he was in
the stretch.
Runner on base, whatever. He's on the stretch.
So a windup is when nobody's on base, and a stretch is when there's somebody on base.
Okay. So he was in the stretch. He was in the stretch. He was doing that. And he tried to do the opportunity. He tried to take that opportunity to steal home. Now it was later found out that Kevin Cash did not send Margot on that play. However, it may have worked had it been called by the manager, because there was a runner on first base. And you text me this, that right after it happened, why didn't it work? Basically, is what you asked me. Like, what was the problem and why didn't it work? And I responded, the runner at first base didn't capture Kershaw's attention enough. He just kind of stood there. If he had tried to take a secondary lead, maybe Kershaw steps off and tries to go to first or tries to pick him off at second. The runner at third goes all the way in.
Right. And for those listening and watching, I wasn't actually asking Brent like, hey, Brent, why didn't it work? I was asking Brent to see if he knew why it didn't work. Because I knew, and I was about to give my friend who thinks Kershaw was in the windup with runners on base a little listen. Okay?
Well, Artie likes to test my knowledge about baseball things.
I did, but I like it. I was proud of you because you knew why. That was the thing. But, here's another thing. I went back and looked at it, and there was one other key that I missed, and I just didn't realize it, Brent. So it was a lefty and lefty matchup, right? And I automatically assumed, I didn't really pay attention because I was caught up on the other stuff. He did not have 2 strikes on him. So a lot of times you do that and you take that risk when you have 2 strikes. So that the hitter, it was a lefty, was it Kiermaier was hitting? Or no, it was Kiermaier or Lowe. It was one of those two.
It was Lowe.
I forget. Okay. Lefty-lefty matchup, and you really want to do that and push it when you have 2 strikes. That the count was only 1-0-1. He only 1 strike on him. And again, because the manager, like you said, didn't call it, so Hunter Renfroe just kind of froze and didn't try to distract or manipulate the play by taking an extra step. Because if it were me at first, my instincts, if I see that dude running to home, my instincts would be to run to second, just to try to distract Kershaw for even a second. And honestly, on that particular play, if he distracts him even for a second, bro, he's safe.
Half a second even.
Yeah, half a second.
It was bang, bang.
He would have been safe. He would have been safe. The other thing that I saw a big breakdown, and I didn't talk to you about it too, I saw a lot of online stuff saying, why did Lowe step out of the box and basically give Barnes a free lane for Kershaw to throw it to? Well, once the play is like that, let's say if Lowe would have stayed in the box and Kershaw stepped off the mound and threw it, and that dude didn't give him a lane to throw it, the runner would have automatically have been out. I didn't know that. Okay, I probably would have stood my ground. Obviously, if the ball's going to hit me, I probably would have moved because I'm sure that's in the way. But I would have stood my ground. I wouldn't have moved out of the way of that particular play. Yeah. So that was interesting that, he did the right thing technically, was getting out of the way because – and if you notice, I don't know if you remember, but that ball was thrown into more towards the direction of the left-handed hitter's batter's box. It wasn't thrown into the right-hander batter's box, which is actually where you rather throw it to. So Barnes came out of his crotch and set position, got the ball, and came down and applied a very good tag. Kershaw didn't make the greatest of throws, but it's in the moment and you're doing the best you can. Kershaw did a great job of stepping off the mound. A lot of these dudes try to do that to manipulate a balk call.
Yeah.
And Kershaw rushes, he doesn't come set, but Kershaw actually stepped off the mound and threw home. I was like, oh man, that was impressive too.
Yeah, because it could have been a balk and that would have been a free run.
Yeah. Free run, and the dude moves over a second, and that dude's still alive with the 1 strike count. Who knows? Maybe Margot, I didn't really hear his thoughts on that, but maybe Margot was thinking that, oh man, I'm going to try to draw a balk here,
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of different scenarios. I was impressed with it. At the time, I thought it was with 2 strikes, so I was really impressed, and I was like, man, dude, I didn't want it to work on my Dodgers, but I would have tipped my cap on that. Where dude, man, you went for it. You went for it there,
Yeah, we had somebody else go for it in Game 6 and actually accomplish the mission. Here's the big thing on Game 6 though, and I called, by the way, and you guys can watch this before or listen to it before. I called Dodgers in 6. You said 5. I called Dodgers in 6, and guess what happened? Dodgers in 6. Here's the big thing that happened here. Rays manager Kevin Cash, maybe not for too much longer, pulled Blake Snell in the bottom of the 6th inning. Up until then, Snell had thrown 5 innings, gave up 1 hit, struck out 10 batters. First batter that came up in the 6th, Pollock.
9.
Huh?
He struck out 9.
9? I thought he had 10. I can almost bet you he had 10 because they were talking about it when they pulled him out.
You might be right. He might have had 9 through 4.
He did get that 10th batter. First batter came up, Pollock. He popped out to the shortstop behind second base. 1 out. Barnes came up, punches a little blooper and he was a 9 batter. into center field. Cash came out immediately and took out Snell. Doesn't even watch the mound to talk Snell. Doesn't even give him the opportunity to say, yo, I got this. No, he gives him the hook immediately. Rays call in Nick Anderson, who had an ERA of 9 going into the game. Now, here's my thing. Snell...
In the postseason.
In the postseason, yeah. Going into that game, in the postseason at ERA of 9. Snell had only given up 2 hits in that point with 10 strikeouts. The next 3 batters that he had, I'm gonna say 10. The next 3 batters that came up, including Mookie Betts, who was 0 for 4 in the series facing Snell with a walk, had gone 0 for 6 in that game against Snell. Do you believe in the third time around the order, or would you have, if you had been Cash, would you have kept the? I see you already putting the thing up there. Guess it was 9 strikeouts.
Yeah.
Would you
on there? They had to.
Would you have left him in there to continue the game? I know I would have.
In a heartbeat. Because again, if you're looking at the damn metrics, I don't understand. Other than the coming around to the third time in the lineup, the metrics say to leave him in there. Here's why: he had struck out the first 3 batters. He had struck them out a total of 6 times. You know how many times he's faced them? 6 times. That means he struck him out every single time. You know what I'm saying? Like that makes no sense. Like he struck him out every single time. Okay, now we're looking at metrics again, right? Mookie Betts has done really bad against left-handed pitchers.
Yeah, left-handed. Not only left-handed pitchers, but left-handed pitchers who throw a lot of breaking ball stuff.
He's done bad against lefties, bro. Like in general, he had, I think, 1 home run in the postseason against a lefty. I think. So it was like, why would you bring in a righty who does really well against? He's really good. He's probably one of the best righty-on-righty hitters. And then let's just say, okay, it doesn't work out with Mookie Betts, because look, check this out. There was only 1 out, dude. So he needed to he would have to get Mookie Betts, who runs well, to hit into a ground ball double play to get out of that inning. Yep. Because you know who was next? The World Series MVP, bro. Who's left-handed, Corey Seager. So you're telling me, let's say he happens to get the righty-on-righty out, right? He strikes out Mookie Betts, or he gets on a fly ball. Chances are he's only going to get Mookie to get 1 out, right? Like, Mookie runs too well to get a ground ball double play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's probably only going to get 1 out. And it's with the 3-batter rule, you have to leave him in there to face Corey Seager. So now you have the hottest hitter on the Dodgers lineup facing a right-handed pitcher. And granted, he's been doing very well against lefties and righties, but still, you have a right-handed hitter, right-handed pitcher facing a left-handed batter. That makes no sense unless you're going to walk Corey Seager to get to Justin Turner. And guess who the second hottest hitter on the Dodgers team in the World Series was?
Turner.
Justin Turner. So it's like, dude, like the metrics don't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Like, I could understand, like, he was dealing. Yeah, he had 9 strikeouts in 5 innings.
Yeah.
He had 2 hits, and his 2 hits, even Blake Snell said, hey, there were 2 pitches that I left up. One of them was a hanging slider. I'm lucky that it was just a single. But still, neither one of his hits were extra base hits. They were singles, dude. 2 hits, singles. Right? Like, man, dude. Blake Snell, and I still remember, he wasn't necessarily about the Dodgers one, but I remember them making a very big deal when they pulled him in the series against the Houston Astros in Game 7. And he was like, man, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, you're pulling me? And he was really upset because he was doing well. And he was doing even better this time.
Oh, absolutely.
And it was one of those, like, dude, if you're going to lose with your big guys, with your guns, bro. Like, the dude that's carrying you. And I had heard earlier in the week on Sports Talk Radio before... I don't know if it was earlier in the week, technically, because it was Tuesday, but the week before, I had heard this big old, like, radio sports commentary, stuff like that. And I was actually before me and you went to the game together on, what was it, Tuesday?
Wednesday night.
Wednesday, right? So I believe it was on that Monday. I have been hearing a commentary talking about how Cash doesn't believe in going with his gut. on calls. And Cash, again, I'm paraphrasing, but Cash had literally said, if I have to go with my gut feeling on a particular play or set on how everything is going in the game, then I haven't done my job by preparing ahead of time for this game. He's all, I will have failed already. And so then everybody was breaking down. They're like, that's dumb, because then you just put a robot to make all the calls when it comes to playing the game, because you're just going by all the metrics. He's and they're like, no, they're trying to defend him. They're like, no, I don't think he really meant that. This and this and that. He's just saying like he has a plan already, and he's going to basically navigate through that path. And if something comes up, then he really has an idea what to do with that plan. Now he's going to decide to go with his instinct or one thing. And to me, that's where this shifted. Like, he had a chance to look at what's going on right in front of him and change the narrative and say, you know what? I get that we don't go with facing dudes a third time around the lineup, but this dude has 10 strikeouts. Mookie Betts doesn't hit well against the lefties. This dude struck out that top of the lineup already 6 times. In the 6 times they've come up to the hit, it makes sense for him to face Mookie. It makes sense for him to face Corey Seager. And then if he doesn't get Corey Seager out, then bring in the right-handed pitcher to face Justin Turner. Then it makes sense. But no, he didn't. He just wanted to go he went with the matrix. Again, the metrics. I don't know why I say matrix so much. The metrics.
I know what you're saying. They know what you're saying.
With the metrics, and I honestly think it is an organizational call, because I really believe that Roberts is really, he does want to play with his heart, but I really believe Roberts is kind of guided the same thing. Like, hey man, you're going to go righty, lefty the whole way. And you're going to go this, and you're going to do that, and you're going to do this, and that. He's on. Then the rest, the little things in between, you could do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. I don't think Cash gets fired, because I think he was just following the guidelines set for him.
Yeah. We'll have to wait and see.
I would have been more impressed with him if he went against it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people would have been like, oh, damn, this dude's stepping on the brass's toes, you know? Yeah. Because I bet you that's not what they do. That would have been more impressive, you know? Just same thing with Roberts, you know? And I think Robert, and remember, I don't know what I told you. I think I texted you it. Like when Jansen when Jansen blew that save, and I think I told you, hey, Mookie needs to call in Jansen, because you know how they're always talking about Mookie's coming down. I said Mookie needs to call Jansen and Roberts and have a little talk with him and say, all right, guys, look, man, it's just not working. He's I don't know how many times we had to go through this. He's but before I got here, that's what cost you guys got World Series. But that ain't happening anymore. You know, so I'm sorry if you get your feelings hurt, but you ain't coming in the 9th no more. You ain't even coming in the 8th inning. You ain't coming in the 7th if we got a 1-run lead, let me tell you. But you come in the 7th, you got a 3-run lead, because if you don't make it through that 7th inning, hey, we can yank you. We're right. But you ain't coming in the 8th, and you're coming in the 9th. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's what Mookie did, man. Mookie was just like, dude, hey, like, this is the way it's gotta be. You know?
I got a question from the peanut gallery. Do you think Roberts would have pulled Snell in that same situation, being on the other side?
Yes, because he pulled Urias. What game did he pull Urias? Where Urias was dealing, and Urias needed one more out to qualify for the win. It was a damn game where they blew it with Jansen. Yeah,
game
and it was like, yeah, he did it. He did it with Urias. Who Urias was probably, I mean, per inning, he was our best pitcher in maybe the playoffs, dude, but the World Series for sure.
Yeah.
You know, per ERA, per strikeout. Like, he didn't have the luxury of innings pitched that Kershaw and Buehler had. You know what I'm saying? Like, they gave those dudes a lot of leeway and rope. Urias had like a very small margin, you know, to which to pitch with, and he was ridiculous. He was lights out, dude. So yeah, I think they would have. I think they would have pulled his ass. I think they did pull his ass. You know? Yeah.
The only other thing that came out of Game 6, Turner got pulled. Turner got pulled in the game for popping positive for a COVID-19 test done before the game. Turner was forced into isolation according to procedures that were put in place and agreed upon by the players beforehand. Turner was then seen back on the field for the celebration and the photos after the Dodgers won the World Series. According to the report, security tried to get Turner to go back into isolation, and Turner refused. What do you think is going to be his punishment, if anything? Will it depend on if anyone else gets sick?
That's what I think his punishment is.
Slap on the wrist? Don't do it again.
Like, go for it. Come on. Both. Here. That's what I would do. So now there's a couple things. Like, I get it. Everybody like, oh, blah, 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 right? Like, everybody was having a heart attack, right? Dude, think about it. He was already exposed to them. What's going to happen now that wouldn't happen the other 6 innings? He was closer contact with them in closer proximity. At least now, he knows to keep his social distance, which he didn't. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
You saw how dudes slapping high fives and giving a couple hugs. But I'm sure a lot of these dudes were like, fuck it, like, we're already with the 6 innings, man. If we're not exposed now, I don't see how we get exposed all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't see it. You know what I'm saying? And then these are primed athletes in great physical condition that have the greatest of medical doctors available to them. Like, dude, has any professional athlete passed away yet? Like, any dude within, like, his 30 to 40s or 20s? No. So, like, I could see it not being a big issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, now people need stuff to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is, dude. If you just ignore and brush it under the rug, like, people need stuff to talk about. They need, this and this and that. Turner is like, go for it. Suspend me. Man, suspend me for half the season. It's worth every moment to get out there and celebrate something that he's worked for his whole career. You know? I would have been the same way, dude. I'd be like, all right, look, man, you touch me and I'm going to give you the COVID, bro. I know when I can and can't give it. So you better back off, security, because I'll cough in your face. You know
I'm sure security was like, all right, dude, like, hey, please. He's gone. He's gone.
Excuse me, sir. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, no, I'm with you there.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I could understand Turner's thing. I could give it the perspective, like, dude, they were already exposed to him for 6, if not more innings. I really didn't have a problem with that. It's a once in a lifetime thing to celebrate and be out there with your guys. I mean, as it is, you didn't even get to be part of the dog pile, bro. That's, to me, probably the best part of when you win is when you're part of that dog pile. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm with you there.
I mean, I've gotten to, as a coach, to win a couple of league titles, and let me tell you, man, maybe like the coach getting the water bath afterwards is pretty damn cool, but he's not the coach, so he's not going to get that.
Right.
So between the dog pile and maybe the clubhouse celebration, which I didn't even see a lot of this year. Did you notice that?
No, I think they kept everything outside just so to keep everybody kind of spread out a little bit.
And that's, I think, like a part that they were robbed, you know what I'm saying? Like from that, club. Because to me, that I've never had a clubhouse celebration, but let me tell you, that shit looks fun as hell, bro. Like, man, it's got to be very rewarding to have that feeling of rubbing your eyes because alcohol's in your damn eyes.
Speaking of things getting in your eyes, I love that video that you posted on your Instagram of you throwing water all over the place. All Judy could think was, oh my God, Maria's letting him throw water around. I'm like, that's life. That's the Dodgers.
Right. So Maria saw me go in between the innings, right? Maria saw me go to the kitchen and I grabbed 4 water bottles and I went and got a knife and I poked holes on the top of them. She's like, what are you doing? And I said, I thought we were going to use champagne to celebrate. I said, look, Maria, I said, let's throw the water around and then we could celebrate by like opening up the champagne and blah, 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 right? I said, the water dries a lot easier. It's easier to clean up. It's not sticky, nothing like that, right? And then she was like, all right. And then obviously when I started doing it, it's funny because in person it looked even more. Like on the video you could see the water, but you can't see really the mess that I made.
You can see the mess. Don't worry, bud. You can see the mess.
Yeah. And that's why I try to show like Leo in the shot because Leo got soaked, bro, and you could see it because he was wearing a gray shirt, so you could see how wet he was. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you could see how wet I was because of the colors I was wearing. Or Maria, I got everybody, bro. I got my mom, I got my dad, I got Maria, I got Juan. Juan was all like scared at first, but as soon as I picked him up, he was all about it. He was like, yeah! That dude started doing like little snow angels in the water, you know? He got all into it, dude. He was super crazy. Leo didn't particularly like it, but hey man, they'll learn, and it was working. It was fun. It was great times.
Yeah. Monica, by the way, said if they had told, speaking about Turner, if they had told him before the game, okay, but fuck the MLB for pulling him in the 7th or the 8th inning, whenever they fucking did it, it was fucking pura pendejadas, is what she said.
I'm with you.
I agree on that one.
How's it coming to the 6th inning? All of a sudden, hey, go get Turner, man. Go get Turner. What happened? You know? Dude, isn't it like 8 o'clock? The damn offices? You're telling me the damn doctors or whoever does the damn test, they said, hey, 8 o'clock at night on a Tuesday, they're like, you know what? Hey, this Turner fella right here, he tested positive. Like, really? 8? And I'm throwing a damn time. You know, I'm not saying it was 8 o'clock. But, dude, come on. Someone was working overtime for that. You know what I'm saying? To get that DNA or that, COVID test secured. Like, dude, that's just dumb. Dude, you're right, Monica. You're on that. Someone's trying to hide that little ace in their pocket, right? And say, you know what? Toma, pocket aces. Yeah, right.
Pocket aces. All right, before we get into everything else that we're going to talk about tonight, we're going to take a quick 3-minute break, guys. It gives us a chance to go refill some beers, and Artie needs some more Coke in his Jack. And then
I'm going to switch over.
Are you going to what?
I'm switching over with you. I'm going to go get some Dos Equis.
All right, right on. We're going to grab a couple more beers. Guys, stick around. Monica, stick around. We're going to be back in about 3 minutes. Don't go too far away. We love you guys. We got a ton more stuff to talk about. We got football. We got NCAA. We got our picks for the week going. We got plenty of stuff to talk about, so you guys hang out real quick. We'll be right back, guys. I'll see you guys in about 3 minutes. All right, guys, we are back. I hope you guys are ready to rock and roll for the second half of the show. You guys, imagine this. I have to condense this time into like an hour and a half show, and we're doing it live right now, so you guys can only imagine how much harder this is, and hopefully what I did helps me out later on. Monica, I did Google Mitchell Miller while I was on break, so I did check it out. We are definitely going to have to talk about that on the next show. It has a lot to do with society today and what's going on, and an amazing athlete being told no. Just because you're a great athlete doesn't mean you can continue doing the things that you've done and be an athlete and continue doing what you're doing. So my hat's off to the Coyotes for that, but we'll get into that another day. Right now, we're going to get into two quick things here. The NCAA Pac-12 football is back. My buddy Leon, I know, is excited about this. 12 football is back next Saturday, November 6th. University of Florida also, what has just happened? University of Florida, the Gators have had 37 positive cases of COVID this month. They are back after a 2-week hiatus to see where they stand. Teams need to adhere to the regulations, or an outbreak like this is only the beginning. Artie, have you heard anything about the University of Florida and the Gators and the 37 positive confirmed tests?
Damn, 37? Jeez, 37. I didn't know that much. I know the big thing is that dude from Clemson, the star quarterback, Lawrence.
Yeah. Like,
that dude caught the Rona. And that's, I mean, to me, is more important than any one of those 37 over in Florida. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, right.
That dude's a projected number 1 pick in the NFL. And everybody was talking about, like, if the Jets come up with the number 1 pick, that dude might return to college.
He might just have to go back.
Yeah, but he might go back if it's the Cowboys too, because the Cowboys already have a quarterback, right?
We're not bringing up the Cowboys, bro. We don't need to do that. I don't know why you gotta do that. That's messed up.
Are you a fan or something?
Shut up, Marty.
Nah, but seriously though, damn, that's a lot, dude. 37. And again, I wouldn't be able to name one dude.
Oh, no, absolutely not. I couldn't tell you one person that was on there. But at the same time, 37 people on one team tells you one thing. Nobody's paying attention to what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, I agree. They're college kids, though, man. They're college dudes. Like, they think they're invincible to everything, and I see high school kids that don't give anything, dude. Like, I'm not surprised because college kids think they're especially if they see themselves as college level athletes. They're like, oh, dude, even if we catch it, we'll be all right in 2 weeks,
Well, they have been gone. They have literally been on a hiatus for 2 weeks. Now they're back. They're going to do retesting and they're going to see if anybody still has it. So we'll have to go from there.
All right. Hey, compa, what you drinking? I went and got my Dos Equis because I wanted the same as you.
I'm still drinking Dos Equis. I got you right here. Not a sponsor, but why not? I mean, hello, Dos Equis. Sponsor us.
Seeing you drinking made me want to go get mine. That's why I was like, oh, damn, I want some Dos Equis. And I had it this week, so I was like, damn.
There you go. All right, so we've come to the part of the week that I like to call the question of the night and or Stump Artie. So I have a couple questions for you, sir. The first question goes, who would you have in their final year of the college career going into the NFL, Mr. Cam Newton or Joe Burrow?
Jeez.
Who would you build a team around, Cam Newton or Joe Burrow? Going out of their their final year in college, going into the draft, who would you go, this is the one I'm going to build my team around? You guys playing at home, you guys can play too.
Man, that's a good question. So a couple factors. Okay, let me just throw you it before I give you my decision.
Okay.
And this is what's running through my head and why I'm maybe hesitating, right? Okay, Joe Burrow is a little older when he came out of college. Okay, so then Cam Newton's a little bit younger, but Joe Burrow runs a traditional formation out of the quarterback spot. He's more of a gunslinger. You know what I'm saying? Like he's back there, and he's let it fly. Cam Newton has always had that kind of funny release, a la, what's the name? Young from the Titans? I forgot his name.
Vince
Young?
Vince Young, yep.
Yeah. So, like, Cam Newton's always had that kind of, like, thing where he's, yeah, dude, so the age versus the tradition, you know what I'm saying?
All right, well, let me give you a little more.
Okay,
without knowing who, I'm going to give you two sets of stats. Athlete number 1, athlete number 2. You tell me which one you would rather go with. All right, and then tell me whether athlete number 1 or athlete number 2 is who's who. Who would you still go into the NFL career with? Ready?
I know most of that, so just an FYI.
Well, go fuck yourself, bro. Athlete number 1, passing completion 66.1 percentage, total yards 4,369 yards, total passing touchdowns 51 and to 7 interceptions. Athlete number 2, passing completion 76.3 yards, total yards 6,055, total touchdowns 65 with 6 interceptions. Who do you pick by the numbers?
Well, the second athlete by the numbers,
So who do you go into the NFL with? Who are you building a team around? And these are total yards, by the way. It's not just passing or just rush. It's total yards. Give me a name and then give me an athlete. I want to see if you pick the same one.
Assuming Cam never gets hurt, right? We don't know that.
Assuming Cam never gets hurt.
Okay. Because that's a big factor in it, because we know Cam gets hurt, so now he's not the dude he ever was.
Right.
I'd still probably go Cam, dude. I think Cam.
Okay. You got Cam. Okay. Would you pick athlete number 1 or athlete number 2? What'd you say?
I think Burrow was athlete number 2, I believe, and Cam was athlete number 1.
Would you still go with Cam coming out with the numbers that he has?
Yeah, I would, just because of the age and Cam's he still ran a pro type offense, and he didn't scramble. He didn't scramble the way like Michael Vick scrambles. He scrambles when it's appropriate. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's a different way. It reminds me a little more of like Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson scrambles kind of when he has to.
Yeah.
And he sits back in pockets and plays the pocket. Cam Newton, what he really likes to do is a quarterback sneak on the inside at the 1 yard lines, 2 yard lines, stuff like that, But I mean, realistically, Tom Brady likes doing that because big body quarterbacks, they could just kind of lean over the pile and score the TDs,
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Yeah, it's still probably just, I don't know, man. From, the eyeball test, I just think Cam Newton. If I had to pick one,
No, I got you. And that's...
not so the age at which he came out. Joe Burrow, I believe, was just older, bro, and you always want to go with the younger dude,
Yeah.
What about you?
Not knowing who is who, I would have to go with the second player just because, or the second athlete. His completion percentage is a little bit better. A little more, what is that? 14 or 15, 14 more touchdowns thrown or run for, with one less interception. I don't know, man. I mean, it's one of those things where if you look just at the stats, I got to go with somebody who's got a better passing percentage because he's got to be a quarterback. He threw for more yards. Maybe his arm's a little deader now because of it, but still 2,000, 1,300, 1,700 more yards. And then he has 14 more touchdowns and one less interception during that same career. Without knowing, I would go Cam Newton. Looking at the stats, I would go Joe Burrow. So
right.
It's one of those
and
things.
The age factor wouldn't play anything for you?
No, not to me. I don't think so. I mean, you're going to go out when you go out, and it is what it is. You're a little bit older. You have a little more experience.
Well, that's what makes you see. To me, you're a little older, you're a little stronger, you're a little faster. That's probably why you hit those numbers a little bit more. Like if Cam Newton is Joe Burrow's age and back in college and playing that, does he hit those numbers or equivalent or close to it? Maybe, but he was in the NFL already playing. And I believe he won his MVP basically at the age that Joe Burrow was breaking into the NFL. I could be wrong. I'm just taking an educated guess.
Monica, Google it, Boot. Let us know. All right, getting into the Thursday night football and the picks of the week. Hold on, I got to try something real quick here. Where is it? Yay! Picks of the week. Artie, you won't hear it, but I do. It's fine.
Okay. Who won really anyways last week?
Well, you know what? Funny thing is that we split the week.
We did?
We did! We both had 10 teams that we chose that won and the other ones that lost. So we did split the week, and I even highlighted the teams that won to show who won and what happened. But we'll get there when we get there. The Falcons hold on to beat the Panthers. Both Artie, you and I both chose the Panthers on this one. Julio Jones, I guess, went off yesterday with 137 receiving yards. The man can still ball when needed, I guess, or when they let him run around.
I was really close on that one, though. Remember I told you, I really want to go on the Falcons, and last second I just went Panthers.
He never found the end zone, but he did put the team in position to win the game, which is good. Gurley did have a rushing touchdown. I thought he had two, but I guess one got called back. But still, he's run. Somebody made I think it was you that made that comment. One or two bad Gurley rushes makes up for the one really good one that he runs or something like that. The two bad ones are shitty 1 yards, and then he has a good 12-yard run. It's like, okay, well, you got to give and you got to take, I guess. It is what it is.
Okay.
So let's get into the picks of last week. We both chose the Eagles, who barely won, by the way, 22-1 over the Giants. I thought they were going to smack them around, but apparently they're both that bad that they can't figure out what to do, and the Eagles actually did barely win, though. We both picked the Saints to play over the Panthers for obvious reasons. Look at what happened, 2 week ago? They're just not performing properly right now. The Bills did beat the Jets. Browns beat the Bengals. Here is the first one where we went the opposite ways. I tried to give the Cowboys, my boys, one. If I had gone with the money, I would have picked Washington, and I would have beat you this week, and it would have been 11-10. But it didn't happen. I went with my Cowboys. Don't worry, guys. I'm not going this way. Don't play the orchestra for me. Leave me alone. The Washington no-named Anonymouses beat the Cowboys.
The Cowboys flew how many miles just to kick a field goal?
I remember. I saw that video, fucker. Don't even start your bullshit with me. They did. They flew like 3,000 miles to kick a field goal. I mean, that was basically the game. It was absolutely terrible. The Packers beat the Texans. The Lions beat the Falcons. I had the Lions. You had the Falcons. It was a close game for the Lions, though. 23-1. 23-21, sorry. I'll take that one all day, twice on Sunday. You got one on me, the Steelers and the Titans. I had the Titans running over the Steelers. The Steelers said, no. We're going to remain the one and only undefeated team in the NFL. And damn it, last week they continued to do that. So the Steelers get that win over the Titans. The Bucs beat the Raiders, of course. The Chiefs and the Broncos, we both had the Chiefs. You have the Ultra Lock Chiefs. The Chargers beat the Jaguars. We both had the Chargers beating the Jags on that one. Here's where I got one back. I had the Niners beating the Patriots. You had the Patriots beating the Niners. The Niners embarrassed the Patriots 33-6. Good God, I never thought I'd say the day, but God damn it, thank you. 49ers are beating the Patriots that bad. Artie doesn't know who he's talking about anymore. The Patriots are they're not the Tom Brady Patriots no more, baby. So don't be going on them. We both chose the Seahawks and the Bears to win. The Cardinals and the Rams both beat them. We ended up the week 10-10, so we split it. We each get a point.
Wait a second.
What's up?
Did you say the Rams beat the Bears?
Yes.
Mr. The Bears are my team all year.
The Bears. I never said they were my team all year. I said that they have a great defense.
Yeah, and they have a great and they this and this and this and this and that. Bro, Bears are I would say have had the luckiest season so far. Like their record does not indicate how good they are. I think they're worse than what their record indicates.
I'm okay with
that. That's why when you're like the Bears this and I'll take the Bears and but I've been going with them all season. Blah blah blah. Well, yeah.
Hey, you still followed me there, so I don't want to hear your bullshit.
Well, yeah. I mean, they were doing good. I was like, all right, these fools are finding ugly ways to win. And then finally someone came in and whooped their ass. I don't even know what the score was, but they lost.
Yeah, they did. So we split the week 10-10. You get a point, I get a point. Our season stand is I have 4, you have 5. You're still winning. It was a split. That's 2 weeks in a row we split. So if we split again, we're going to have to come up with like a coin flip or some shit to see who wins the week.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but the week before we split because like there was no obvious ones where me and you took teams, you know? So it was kind of like...
We picked basically everything. So, like I said, next week if we split again, then we're just gonna go to a coin flip. I'll get the heads, you get tails, whatever it lands, it is what it is. Are you okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can be tails and I'll be heads.
I don't know. I don't like that. Just keep the splits. It'll work out. End of the week, it'll work out.
All right.
I was impressed by the 49ers pick, though. I'll tell you that. 49ers are better than what I thought they were.
They are who you thought they weren't.
Yeah, they're better, and the Patriots are worse than I thought. Man, that's one of those like, man, dude.
Speaking of Cam Newton looking terrible.
Yeah. So that's interesting. In that, damn. Like I said, I was thinking about taking the Falcons this week, but they did me dirty last week, bro. You know how I feel when the team does me dirty the week before. I can't take them again. You know, that's why I stopped picking the damn Cowboys.
That's why I stopped picking the Cowboys.
That's why you're gonna stop picking the Cowboys.
I will not pick them next week either. Don't worry, they play the Steelers. We're good.
Yeah, ain't nobody picking them.
All right, so the Falcons embarrassed both you and I. The Panthers we both picked the Panthers to beat the Falcons. Falcons actually won a game. They didn't screw it up. Going into the rest of the week, we got the Vikings and the Packers. I got the Packers coming out in this one. What do you got?
Yeah, the Packers. The Vikings suck this year. They've been underperforming for sure.
Right on. We got the
Titans. I'm worried that fucking pissed that Aaron Jones ain't playing this week. He's my horse in the freaking 2 leagues. That dude's out 2 consecutive weeks when they were talking about, oh, it's just a mild calf strain. He would have played if it was an important game.
He needs the little massage gun on there, man. Come on.
Come on, dude. Only good news is the local kid, the kid from my high school, he's he's the backup running back over there, so he gets all the touches. So I'm really happy for Jamal.
Go. Congratulations to Jamal. We can't wait to watch you on Sunday. We got the Titans and Bengals coming up next. I got the Titans. Who you got?
Game Titans. They've been progressing. I just didn't think they were good enough to beat the Steelers. I think the Steelers are just a well-oiled machine, and I felt like the Titans are progressing. And me and you both agreed on that, and that's why you took the Titans. I just didn't think the Titans were at the caliber of Pittsburgh. Not yet, anyways. I think they could get there, but I don't think they're. But I think now, yeah, they're better than the Bengals. Although the Bengals have been more impressive than I thought. You know, they're still losing, but they're making it interesting.
They are. They do make it interesting. I'm not even going to ask for the Chiefs and the Jets. You have your ultra pick. Chiefs never fails on this one. We're going to go right into the Lions and the Colts. I had my pick down as the Lions, but then I saw what the Colts did this last week, and I'm like, But after further review, I will have to say I am going to go with Los Leones. Who do you have?
That's a good question. I didn't even see what the Colts did this past week. What the hell did they do?
Don't worry about it. You make a pick.
Aren't they coming off a bye this
Nope.
past week? I don't know, dude. I like that they got Galladay. And now that they have Galladay, they're a whole different team.
You going
And
with
I hope-
Lions?
Yeah, I'm going with the Lions. I think that running back, if they give that dude more love, I think his name's Swift, and he's pretty good. They're a pretty damn decent team.
All right, I got another one for you. Steelers and the Ravens at the Ravens.
Steelers.
I have to go with the hot hand Steelers. You're going with Steelers as well?
Yeah, I'm going. I honestly think something's wrong with Lamar Jackson. I think he's like nursing some kind of injury that we don't know about,
Or he doesn't want to talk about.
or he doesn't want to talk about. Yeah, because last year when they were winning and everything, he was hot. Well, they talk all day. Whoop whoop. This and this and this and that. Big trust. Big trust this. Big trust that. Right?
I mean,
Remember how?
the only game they've lost has been to the Chiefs.
Yeah. Who the Ravens?
The Ravens.
This year they only have one loss.
They only have one loss.
Doesn't it feel like they've been barely winning?
Yeah, it does. Honestly, does feel that way. But they only have one loss.
Yeah, we're gonna get number 2.
All right, we got the Rams and the Dolphins. Who you got? I got the Rams on this one.
I gotta take the Rams too, especially with the fucking Dolphins starting the rookie quarterback. That doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. I don't understand why they're starting him already. I feel like they're throwing them to literally like the Lions and stuff like that. You know?
I got you. We got the old Pats versus the Bills after this last weekend. I'm going Bills all the way.
Bills is an easy call, man. Bills have been doing really well this year, and the Patriots are like trying to find a new identity and trying to figure things out. Yeah, man, they're not the Patriots of all the front runners of the past, right?
Yeah. Here's a big one for you. It's kind of I haven't even been able to pick this one. We got the Raiders at the Browns. The way the Browns are the worst 5-2 team in the league right now.
Really? Isn't the Bears in there?
I still want to say the Browns are worse. No. All right, so who do you got? You got the Raiders or the Browns?
I'll take the Browns, bro. I'll take the Browns. I think the Browns are better. I think they focus on the run. I think the biggest drawback with the Browns this year, and again, this is just informing the audience in case they're putting some money on it. Just again, don't let my pick influence it. I'm just trying to give you info. But Beckham's done for the year. That's the only thing I'm worried about with the Browns. He's done for the year. What's his name? The quarterback, Baker. Baker's nursing. Baker Mayfield is nursing some rib injuries. But bro, at the end of the day, it's still the Raiders. You know, like the Raiders.
Nobody gets in the Raiders' way like the Raiders.
Yeah, you're right. It's just man. It's. I
mean, the Raiders did beat the Chiefs though.
They did, dude. It's like, bro. Every broken clock's right twice a day, right? Like, ugh.
You know what? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna stake this week on the Raiders on this one. I'm gonna go with the Raiders just because.
How's that taste coming out of your mouth?
I know I got plenty of buddies that work right now. They're going, yeah, the Raiders. But I'm gonna take the Raiders this week. I'm gonna go Raiders over Browns on that one. Next up, Monica, I know you're out there still. Chargers against the Broncos. It's a interleague. Not interleague. It's what's it called? Interdivision game. Broncos at Chargers are playing at Mile High, and that's the only reason I'm taking the Broncos.
I'll take the Chargers. Monica, I'm with you.
Don't be trying to sweet talk her now.
I like that quarterback they got.
We got next up. We got the Aints and the Bears. What do we got? What do you got?
Oh God, jeez.
I wish I had more time. I'm gonna go with the Saints on this one over the Bears. I know my boy Cerdano ain't gonna be happy about it, but I gotta go Saints, man.
Give me the Bears.
You got the Bears. And then we got the Niners at the Seahawks. Even though the Niners were very, very proficient in what they did this last week, I got the Seahawks coming out of this game.
You already know Seahawks is a top 3 team for me. You know, I like the Seahawks.
All right, next up. Next up.
Wait a second here, sir. Wait a second. Not everybody could see the rundown, so we need to talk about this.
Next up, we have the Eagles beating the Cowboys. We both choose the Eagles. Moving on to the Giants and the Bucks.
Seriously, how close is that going to be? Like, is it going to be ugly, or is it going to be like 2 field goals this time?
They're going to fly to Philadelphia for a safety and a field goal. A safety against them, and then they're going to kick a field goal.
Hey, are they starting their backup quarterback?
DiNucci. They're starting DiNucci, but big butt here, and like big butts, and I cannot lie. They have re-signed Cooper Rush as the number 2 guy in case Ben DiNucci fucks up. And I'll tell you this much: if Cooper Rush gets in the game, we might both be eating crow on this one, and the Cowboys might beat the Eagles.
I don't even know who Cooper Rush is, bro.
I know who he is, and he was a great backup. He was the 3rd string guy outside of Romo, Dak, and then Cooper Rush.
Oh God, now I'm impressed,
bro. He was doing work. He was fighting Mark Sanchez for that number 3 spot. Cooper Rush.
Wow, Mark Sanchez.
Cooper Rush embarrassed Mark Sanchez.
Wow. Jeez, Mark Sanchez. I'm really impressed now. Because I mean, everybody said Andy Dalton was the best backup quarterback in the NFL.
No, Jameis Winston's out there.
Poor guy doesn't even get in there. But
I don't know why the Cowboys have not gone, hey, Jameis, knock, knock, knock. You want to come play, please? Anybody at this point, Jesus Christ.
I mean, you think? What do you think? Or over under? I'm curious. And I'm dead serious, dude, because I'm so glad that I don't have a lot of Cowboys on my damn fantasy teams this year. Other than Dak,
I only have like one.
I wanted to cry, bro, because that cut me deep. That cut me deep. I'm not gonna lie, that cut me deep. But other than that, thank goodness I don't have a single other Cowboy. No, I have one. I have what's that freaking slapstick? The wide receiver's name. He's actually still been doing good.
Austin?
Their top receiver, the Cowboys.
Nobody's a top receiver right now. But you're talking about Cooper.
Cooper? Is it Cooper? No, the dude they got from the Raiders.
It's Cooper.
Oh, what's the name? Cooper? Is that right?
Yeah. I got his fucking shirt over there in the other room.
I feel like I'm saying that wrong. I don't feel like that's his name. Anyways, what's his first name?
It's Cooper.
The guy from the Raiders last year. I'm drawing a blank on his name right now, but he was the only one that was doing well, even still with Dalton back there. Because poor the CD player is broken, bro. Because I didn't even get a touch. Ezekiel Elliott,
Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper.
Oh, you're right. It was Cooper. Amari Cooper.
I told you, fool.
Yeah, Amari's the only one that's still doing well, and thankfully that's like the only Cowboy I got in one other league. Other than that, I'm like, thank you, baby Jesus, I stayed away from them. But damn, dude, does Zeke break 100 yards again this year? Like, do you think he breaks 100 yards in one game this year? I'm talking rushing.
I think he breaks 100 yards this game, but that's it.
100 yards rushing.
Yes, rushing.
Not total scrimmage.
Rushing this game.
Wow. I think they need to. I think he needs to for them to have a shot at winning the game.
I'm telling you, this game, I can't wait to be wrong about the Cowboy-Eagle game. I can't wait to be wrong.
I'm glad I wasn't drinking my beer at that moment when you said that.
All right, moving on to the last game of the night. By the way, Cowboys and Eagles are Sunday night football, so there's that. Bucks and the Giants. I got the Bucks beating the Giants because the Giants. Granted, the Giants have a history of beating Tom Brady, but only when Eli's there. So,
man, this is Bucks. Hey, dude, you don't think the Cowboys could somehow wiggle out of being on primetime? So that not everybody has to see it, you know?
Everybody's going to watch the destruction of the Cowboys this weekend.
It's going to be bad, bro. Yeah,
it's going to be absolutely terrible. I don't know what you're talking about bad. It's going to be absolutely terrible.
Yeah. The Bucks, for sure. I'll take the Bucks. Those dudes are impressive, man. They've been doing... They're hitting their stride. Damn Tom Brady. Hitting his stride. Getting more weapons. Like, geez, man. Ridiculous.
All right, big dog, that's the end of the week right there. A couple things coming up, guys, by the way. If you guys are watching on the website, if you guys go down to the bottom, our merchandise store is right there. Pick up some shirts, some sweaters, this and that, yada, yada. We got it all. The only thing you can't get right now on that site is these hats right here. I got one. The compadre has one. He's not wearing his, and that's fine. It is what it is. He's not a hat guy. He's got a beautiful hairline. I don't. It is what it is.
You know what? I got this haircut. I don't know if you can see it back here.
Orale, looking like Trout.
I know, right? But I got it for the costume with the kids today. I was Hawkeye because we did like the Avengers costume.
There you go.
So this is the first time I've ever gotten this haircut. It feels kind of funny sometimes when I touch it back here, but because I always get the fade, so like all this to me looks the same. Thankfully, when I look, it like I only see the fade. But everybody, when I walked away, they're like, hey, you know, like, oh, damn, you cut your hair different this time. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. Yeah. But, I mean, dude, to see Leo, when I put on the costume, I put it on yesterday, right? Like, to just try it on and stuff like that because I went and bought it. Leo was like, Hawkeye, I love you, Hawkeye. Like, Hawkeye. And I was like, oh, my God, it was worth it, bro. Like, it was worth every penny. Like, feeling a little insecure about the haircut, you know, and I was just like, man, to hear Leo say like, I love you, Hawkeye, he was all excited. And then today when I got out of work, because they were already changed in their stuff because we went to do the trunk or treat for my work, right? And he was already dressed as Iron Man. Juan was dressed as Spider-Man. He was like, Daddy, Hawkeye, you gonna go change and see like Hawkeye? And I was like, yeah, puppies, I'm gonna go change. And then when I came out, right, and he's like, Hawkeye, you know, like, oh man, yeah. So that was worth it. Bro. Like, you know, as a dad, I'm sure you know that same feeling. Like,
yeah, I wish we can get all you guys together because Luke's gonna be Captain America this year.
Oh, okay. So Leo's doing Cap tomorrow.
Ah, okay. I was gonna say we got Cap, we got Hawkeye, we got Iron Man, we got you. Yeah, we got.
Yeah, Maria's Captain Marvel.
Orale.
Yeah. So yeah, man, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. Yeah, I'm actually gonna switch it up for tomorrow though, because we're doing like a little Christmas. I'm doing Thanos, and Leo hasn't seen that. I have the Thanos.
You better be snapping. You better be like, hey, listen. Yeah. I'm gonna snap. I'm gonna.
You're like, don't make me. Don't make what? No. Dos.
That's gonna be perfect. You gotta record it at least once so we can see it. As you know, tomorrow is the comadre's birthday. Tomorrow is Judy's birthday, so we are wishing her a very happy birthday. If she's still watching tonight, happy birthday, babe. Happy early birthday to you. So next week, we had some exciting, maybe early news. Little Ben, your godson, will be coming to us 2 weeks sooner than we thought. They've been scheduled for the 6th. So next week, guys, I will be at the hospital having a baby, so we were not going to have a show next week till the following week. So the 13th, Friday the 13th, we'll have another show. But make sure you guys are ready for that. I know we're excited. I know you're excited to finally meet your future godson. It's crazy. We are on a blitz right now at the house getting everything ready. We thought we had another week ready. Originally, he was supposed to be born on the 20th, then it got moved to the 13th. Now it got moved to the 6th. And So it's like a mad dash right now to get everything finished up before he gets here. But we're gonna get it all done. We're gonna get it taken care of, and we're excited. I know you're excited. I'm excited. We're all excited. Hey,
Yeah.
we had our first live show, man, and I think we did a really great job.
Yeah. You didn't break any cameras, and I mean, I don't care what they say about you, bro. Like, I think your voice and the face ain't that bad. You know?
Hey, the face isn't that bad. In 2 weeks, we'll talk about Mitchell Millen. Believe me, Monica, we'll definitely talk about it. It's a good story we're gonna have to get into. But other than that, Artie, it wouldn't be the show without your patented Artie goodbye.
Yes, my friends. Make sure we're wearing those masks, being safe out there, being out there for a truck or treat today. It was real cool to see social distancing trick or treating. It was pretty cool. Everybody was wearing the mask, respectful and stuff like that. And we just want to get back to normal society. So make sure to wash your hands and wear those masks. I'll see you in a couple weeks, mi gente.
Absolutely, guys. Enjoy the website. It is live now. We've been working on it for about 2.5 months now. And it's live. Go ahead and check out all the information that's everywhere. TheBlownSafePodcast.com. Go and check it out. You can read a little bit about Artie. You can read a little bit about me. You can contact us through there. Don't forget to go out there and vote. Vote safely. Vote responsibly. But go out there and vote. And then don't forget, guys, go buy some merchandise. If you guys do go to the website, go to the bottom of the website, www.populousgaming. I'm sorry, that's my charity thing. I was going to get into that too, but www.theblownSafePodcast.com. At the very bottom has all our merchandise. It helps the website. All the money we've spent on getting the website built, getting the designs taken care of, getting everything going on, keeping the show going. We're doing all this other stuff now because you guys have been very responsive and enjoying the show that we've been making, and we're probably going to start doing like one live show a month, and then the rest of the ones what we like the way we've been doing it. We love you guys all. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Don't forget, like I was going to say, my charity stream team is doing a 24-hour marathon next Saturday to Sunday. What they're going to be doing is raising money for the Children's Hospital in Los Angeles. Go check them out at www.populousgaming.com or go to twitch.tv/populousgaming.com. They're raising money for the Children's Hospital. If you can donate $1, $5, $10, whatever you can donate, anything and everything goes to the Children's Hospital in Los Angeles and helps these kids who otherwise don't have any other way to get health. So with that, Artie, you have a great night, sir. Ahí nos miramos mañana. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I gave my sign off.
I was waiting for a bye.
And you fade into the sunset without me, how you usually do. I'm like, all right.
Well, we're live, bro. It's got to be one of those. Give me a little peace sign or some shit, bro. All right, everybody, have a good one. Hey, congratulations one more time to the Dodgers. Compadre, I'll see you later. Everybody else, have a good night.
Easy.